These are for you.
Forget about hunks, dreamboats, and knights in shining armor. These dudes are straight up horrible.
Watch out! It's that one guy.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 bad boyfriends in movies.
I think we should just be friends. I don't want friends.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at cinematic boyfriends who wronged their lady at one point or another. Married men will have to wait for their own list.
Oh, Christ! What the hell's going on here? Neighbors said they heard a lady scream.
Number 10, James Jimmy Angelov, Practical Magic.
Won't you be my wife?
This film centers on Sally and Jillian, two witches cursed to watch the men who love them die untimely deaths. It also gave the world one hell of a bad boyfriend.
I was just thinking about you.
You're always thinking about me.
Jimmy is an abusive serial killer with a penchant for drinking, smoking, and generally being an ass. The worst part about this boyfriend is that he's near impossible to get rid of, even for a couple of witches.
Come on. You can't hide the brand. It's just you.
Jimmy may be loaded with bad boy swagger, but the allure quickly begins to fade once he reveals his true self to Jillian. You know you're a horrible person when your witch girlfriend needs to kill you multiple times.
You have the worst taste in men.
Number 9, Andy, Wet Hot American Summer.
God damn it, Katie, you're suffocating me.
Most of the boyfriends on this list invoke rage, hatred, and occasionally violence. But not Andy. As a counselor at Camp Firewood, he lackadaisically goes about his duties while openly cheating on his girlfriend Katie.
Help me, I can't swim!
Cut it out, Bobby, you're fine.
It's hard to hate Andy because of how hilarious he is. But that doesn't change the fact that he's a horrible boyfriend. From his constant womanizing, to the way he softens up the moment so he can get in a girl's pants, Andy is a true dirtbag.
Tastes like a burger. I don't like you anymore.
Oh, and did we mention that he straight up throws a kid out of a moving car to keep him quiet? Yeah, not exactly husband material.
Yeah, well.
Number 8, Daniel Cleaver, Bridget Jones's Diary.
Hello, Mummy.
After overhearing some nasty remarks about her lifestyle, Bridget Jones starts a diary with the intention of improving herself and finding love. The man who quickly draws her attention is her boss, Daniel. If only she knew his true character beforehand, though. What makes Daniel a bad boyfriend is his uncontrollable womanizing. He simply can't help but chase every woman he sees.
This is Laura from the New York office.
His arrogant, misogynistic nature aside, Daniel is also a liar and a bad friend, having slept with his best friend's wife, leading to the demise of their relationship. We admire Bridget's resolve, but shake our heads at her romantic decisions.
That was fantastic.
Number 7, Glen, the wedding singer.
Hey, asswipe. Don't go snitching to Julia about this.
Wedding singer Robbie Hart thinks he's finally found the girl of his dreams. Unfortunately for him, she's engaged to one of the worst boyfriends in cinematic history, Glen.
Hey, why don't you write a song about this? You can call it, I got punched in the nose for sticking my face in other people's business.
Glen is a douche. There, we said it. Sure, he's handsome and drives a nice car, but that doesn't make up for the fact that he's a lying, manipulating cheater who doesn't deserve his girlfriend Julia.
Glen's in junk bonds.
Jules, it's high-yield bonds. Do I tell people you're in junk waitressing?
The only thing he ever has on his mind is sex, and it ultimately leads to his demise, metaphorically speaking.
You better get out of my way, Billy. You're gonna get hurt.
Oh, yeah?
Don't you talk to Billy Idol that way.
Number 6, Jim, Edward Scissorhands.
Hey, you touch her again and I'll kill you.
No, it's no big deal. It's just
Call a doctor, you skewered kid.
No.
Despite his intimidating appearance, Edward Scissorhands is sweet, innocent, and always tries to do the right thing. His romantic rival Jim is anything but. He's a greasy-haired jock who uses fear and intimidation to bend others to his will.
Are you serious? I'm gonna lose you to that? He isn't even human.
The worst part about Jim is his reluctance to give Edward a chance. He breaks the golden rule of not judging a book by its cover, choosing instead to manipulate Edward in an attempt to get him locked up by the police.
I told you stole her, right? Now come on, let's go. Tell his parents and they'll make him give it back.
However, what really makes Jim a bad boyfriend is the violent, jealous rage he flies into whenever his girlfriend Kim shows any affection towards Edward. Ultimately, Jim gets what's coming to him. Number 5. Pat Healy. There's something about Mary.
That's cute.
What's the word we're looking for here? Slimy? Yeah, slimy. Pat Healy is one slimy character. Years after an embarrassing incident cut his prom night short, Ted Stroman hires a private detective to track down his date Mary. Unfortunately for Ted, that detective is Pat Healy. Within moments of seeing her, Pat too falls for Mary. What follows is a series of dastardly ploys put on by the lying detective in an attempt to win her heart. From his creepy thin mustache to his misguided mental state, Pat Healy is a weirdo inside and out.
Here comes the money shot.
Number 4. Sack Lodge. Wedding Crashers.
Can you not get enough attention?
It's incredible to think that Bradley Cooper is now one of the most beloved and sought-after actors in Hollywood. It wasn't too long ago that he played the jerky fiancé in this classic comedy.
Booyah! That's what we call a sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
Whether Sack is taking touch football way too seriously, shooting men with a rifle, or generally treating his fiancée Claire like garbage, he is one seriously messed up boyfriend.
Claire, go back up on the altar.
No.
Claire, get up on that altar right now.
Stop it.
It was thus all the more satisfying to see him crouched over a toilet seat in agony after being poisoned by his romantic rival John, and getting punched out by John's best friend Jeremy.
Share that with the Dalai Lama, jackass.
Number 3. Jason J.D. Dean. Heathers.
Chaos is great. Chaos is what killed the dinosaurs, darling.
Every high school has that one group of girls. You know the ones. Popular, attractive, with amazing fashion sense. Well, in this cult classic, Veronica and her rebellious new boyfriend J.D. get sick and tired of their school's clique and decide to do something about it.
What are we gonna tell the cops?
However, his idea of killing them turns out to be a little too much for her to handle. J.D. ends up being just a little bit of a, what's the word, murderous psychopath?
I was teasing. I loved you. Sure was coming up here to kill you.
He may come off all cool and laissez-faire, but in reality, J.D. is straight up crazy. Veronica might want to choose a little more wisely next time she's looking for a boyfriend.
I knew that loose was too loose. News too loose.
Number 2. David McCall. Fear.
Do you want me?
Yes. In the pantheon of bad boyfriends, this one is up there with the worst of them. After meeting Nicole at a rave, David McCall becomes dangerously obsessed with her. While they date at first, David's increasingly horrifying behavior leads her to dump him, with deadly consequences.
Nicole, where are you going?
Get away from me!
Mark Wahlberg goes full-on psycho for this film. From beheading Nicole's dog to murdering one of her friends, David is what you would call troubled. He's mentally deranged, violent, obsessive, and lacking any sort of moral backbone. If that doesn't constitute a bad boyfriend, we don't know what does.
Your daddy knows it, everybody knows it. That's why they're trying to keep us apart.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Since when do vampires like baseball?
Well, it's the American pastime. And, there's a thunderstorm coming. It's the only time we can play. You'll see why. L. Pooh Bear.
Yes.
I think we should break up.
Is Ramona with you? I don't know. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Number 1. Caledon Cal Hockley. Titanic. When Cal boarded the Titanic, his life was looking pretty good. He was rich, handsome, and all set to marry the beautiful Rose. Unfortunately for him, Jack Dawson had other plans.
I'm flying.
The evilness of a particular bad boyfriend is usually reflected in the complete opposite nature of his competition. We know Cal is bad because Jack is so darn good.
Rose, come back here.
Are you cold? What, to him? You're a whore to a gutter rat.
No, wait.
I'd rather be his whore than your wife.
When Rose is within 10 feet of her fiancé, it's an absolute cringe fest. He's an arrogant snob who undermines anyone whom he feels inferior to himself.
Mr. Dawson is joining us from the 3rd class. He was of some assistance to my fiancée last night.
It turns out that Mr. Dawson is quite a fine artist.
The breaking point for this bad boyfriend is when he tries to shoot Jack after he flees with Rose. That's just a big no-no. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.